When you first hear the term rock and roll, you may think of songs that sound like this. However, rock and roll is far more than just rock music. The Everly Brothers, Bobby Darin and ABBA have all been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is the focus of today's quiz. The physical Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum first opened in Cleveland, Ohio in 1995. However, the foundation started inducting artists in 1986, and this brings us nicely onto an example of how the quiz will be structured. 2 songs will play. The first will be a lesser known or early song from the
Why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline. Why can't you be true?
With the second song being one of their biggest hits.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the ever.
All you need to do is identify who the artist is.
Go, Johnny, go, go. Johnny be
Chuck Berry was part of the first class inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986, and will use the same format for each class from 1987 up to 2022. All you need to do is determine the artist from the 2 songs. Every artist included has been chosen at random from each year from the performer category in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But before we start with the first question, don't forget to like and subscribe for a bonus point. Good luck!
But today I'm singing the blues.
In 1987 saw Aretha Franklin become the first woman inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And the moon is the only light we'll see. Darling, stand by me.
Although perhaps initially seen as more of a backing group, the Drifters were included as their own artist in 1988.
Somebody come along, a nutty drink record, come on. Just me, my baby, party, come on.
I see my red door, I must have it into glass.
Inducted by Pete Townsend of The Who, the Rolling Stones were included in the class of 1989.
Lovely little sparrow. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will.
One of my favourite artists, Simon and Garfunkel, were inducted in 1990.
I love the way you walk. I'm crazy about your walk. Shoot you right down at all your feet. Take you home. Boom, 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 boom.
1991 saw the induction of John Lee Hooker, who incredibly received a Grammy in his 80s.
Hey Porter, would you tell me the time? Fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Perhaps one of the best storytellers through music, Johnny Cash was inducted in 1992. 1993 saw 7 members of Sly and the Family Stone accept their induction into the Hall of Fame.
They said, get back, honky cat, better get back to the wood. Hey, wait, don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did?
Guns N' Roses' Axl Rose said, "No one has been there more for inspiration than Elton John" during the 1994 ceremony.
Good times, bad times, you know I had my share. And she's buying the stairway to heaven.
Perhaps one of the greatest rock bands of all time, Led Zeppelin still has just shy of 19 million monthly listeners on Spotify, even 43 years after they stopped making music.
To all tomorrow's parties.
Just a restless feeling by my side. Sunday morning.
The Ground, fronted by Lou Reed, were inducted into the class of 1996, with Reed himself being inducted 9 years later.
And the breathing of the water weed.
They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till
It's unlikely that many people could name more than 1 or 2 Joni Mitchell songs. However, her undeniable talent saw her inducted in 1997.
Take it easy, take it easy. Plenty of room at the Hotel California.
One of the most successful acts of the 1970s, 1998 saw the Eagles finally inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Hats off to Larry, he broke your heart. I'm a walking in the rain, tears are falling and I feel a pain. My little runaway, run, 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 run.
Sadly, Del Shannon was no longer alive to receive his induction into the Hall of Fame. However, Billy Joel and Bonnie Raitt performed a cover version of Runaway at the 1999 ceremony. The year 2000 saw Lil' Kim induct 9 members of the well-loved Earth, Wind & Fire into the Hall of Fame. The King of Pop, Michael Jackson, got his own induction into the Hall of Fame just a few years after the Jackson 5.
Which is a building which is on fire. Run, 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 run away. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
You could use a range of genre types to try and describe 2002 inductee Talking Heads.
Don't make no noise, don't get no kill. on. Should I stay or should I go?
Explosive British punk rock group The Clash were finally inducted in 2003.
Roll me away, won't you roll me away tonight? Just take those old records off the shelf. Music ain't got the same soul. I like that old timer rock and roll.
Despite the obvious popularity and success of 2004 inductee Bob Seger, he didn't have a single top 10 hit here in the UK.
But my city was gone.
Oh, why you look so sad? I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you.
Many unfortunate situations have led to the Pretenders having numerous personnel changes, with lead singer Chrissie Hynde remaining the group's only consistent member. Although obviously better known as a jazz icon, Miles Davis was said to have had a huge influence on the rock and roll genre.
Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Might as well jump. Might as well.
The innovative guitar technique certainly contributed to the success of Van Halen, who were inducted in the class of 2007. The flamboyant Queen of Pop, Madonna, was inducted into the class of 2008 by Justin Timberlake.
Never land.
2009 inductees Metallica were one of the first bands to have mainstream success with heavy metal and have gone on to become one of the most iconic groups of all time.
People need hope, people need loving, people need trust from a fellow man.
The catchy tunes of ABBA saw them inducted into the class of 2010.
I'm driving in my car now. I got you under my wheels. I wanna love you, but I better not touch. I wanna taste you, but your lips are venomous poison.
During the 2011 ceremony, Rob Zombie said, "Before Alice Cooper, there was not a rock show."
And he's 6'4". He fights with missiles and with spears in the warm heart of your love and mine. But I may as well try and catch the wind.
Donovan's ability to flip between and blend various genres undoubtedly contributed towards his inclusion in the 2012 Hall of Fame class.
We belong together.
Inducted in 2013, Randy Newman's scores on Disney Pixar films have been heard all over the world by many generations, and probably many more generations to come.
You know, but I'm still willing time since I left my baby behind. Baby behind on Blue Bayou.
Linda Ronstadt is another whose authentic and unique voice allows her to switch effortlessly between genres.
You don't own me.
The song speaks for itself here. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts love rock and roll.
I'd love you to love me. I want you to want me.
2016 inductee Cheap Trick are proof that you don't have to take yourself too seriously to be a success.
Why go home? Why go home?
In 2017, Pearl Jam were inducted somewhat surprisingly by television host David Letterman.
He doesn't know it, but he needs me.
River running free, you know how I feel. Me, and I'm feeling good.
Nina Simone's emotional and powerful songs made it inevitable that she would be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Living like a lover with a red eye phone.
British rock band Def Leppard formed in 1976 and are still going to this day.
Think you only know me when you turn on the light. Now the room is lit with danger.
Words like violence break the silence. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here.
Depeche Mode were part of the class of 2022, which sadly didn't have a live ceremony for obvious reasons. Instead, an exclusive special aired live on HBO.
Only logical.
An unsurprising inclusion in the Hall of Fame, given that Tina Turner is known as the Queen of Rock and Roll.
With a careless memory, with a careless memory. Dark in the city, night is a wire. I'm lost in a crowd, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
2022 saw English new wave band Duran Duran inducted by popular American actor Robert Downey Jr. So that was one artist from every class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you'd like to know more, then a link to the Hall of Fame website will be in the description below. Let me know how you got on and which artist included was your favourite. Would you like to see another quiz like this with another artist from each year? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another squiz.